What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So now that spring practice is basically upon us for most teams in the nation, figured it'd be a good time to look at some of the biggest quarterback battles facing teams heading into next season. And in this one, I wanted to focus on Texas A&M because I really think this position battle in particular may be the most important one in the entire sport next season. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the major players here for the A&M job are Haynes King, Max Johnson, and Connor Weigman. And this battle is so interesting to me because of the potential impact it will have on the rest of college football. A&M has the talent and the ability to legitimately compete for a national title, but if they don't get the quarterback spot right, all those hopes are likely going to be out the window, and so this is incredibly important, and there's no clear and obvious answer in my opinion here. So let's start off with Haynes King, who a few months ago was the obvious number one option for A&M heading into the season. King was the preseason starting quarterback last year before going out with an injury and missing basically the entire year, where backup Zach Calzada took over and played decently well, ended up upsetting Alabama, but was definitely the limiting factor of the team and particularly of the offense. He is now transferred away to Auburn, and he won't be a player in this position battle at all. King, however, though, has the experience to, with the offense at A&M to be, a really interesting player here. He was good enough to win the starting job for Jimbo Fisher before, and it seems like, I'm hearing a lot of people say he seems to be the favorite to win it again this year, as he's the most familiar quarterback for Jimbo and the coaching staff. He's been around, he knows their offense decently well, and he's a somewhat experienced choice. But he may also be the least talented option at quarterback, or at least he's definitely not the most talented option at quarterback. And it's not like he's a multi-year starter or anything like that, so his experience edge isn't some massive advantage that can be overcome by the other guys either. So Haynes King is a very interesting prospect. Hard to place how good he's really going to be here in this quarterback battle. The next major player here, though, is the LSU transfer quarterback Max Johnson, who is actually the most experienced option overall at quarterback, but it was with a different team and a different coaching staff running a different offense, which limits his experience edge. Johnson did, though. He threw for 27 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions at LSU last season, and a very weird year for that entire program, so that's even more impressive. He managed to navigate a lot of, weird drama stuff going on around the LSU program, and did so very well. And he's a proven on-the-field starter in the SEC West. He has proven on-the-field experience and performances there, and he also has a high ceiling, which is very, very hard to come by, particularly in the SEC. And to me, the only thing that's going to hold him back from winning the new job is learning the new system, learning his new coaches and his new players that he has on the team. But that likely won't be as big of a hurdle as you would expect because of his wealth of experience at the position, albeit at another program. It's still a similar situation for him. It's not something that's going to be completely alien to him, and I think that's going to help him out a lot. And his talent on its own is arguably better than Haynes King, but it is at least equal to Haynes King, and he is the most proven option of any of the quarterbacks on the list to me, and I think he has a very, very good shot at winning the job for Jimbo. Which brings me to the last guy on this list, and that is Connor Weigman, the 5-star true freshman quarterback. And now usually I would say that he doesn't have much of a shot at getting the job due to being a true freshman competing with these other very talented and much more experienced options at quarterback, but his talent is actually just absurd. And if you listen to Jimbo talk about Weigman, it's clear he's going to be given a real shot to win this job. Weigman is certainly the riskiest option on this list, but he also has the highest upside and talent as well. As good as Haynes King and Max Johnson are, neither one of them are likely Heisman caliber quarterbacks, even performing at their best. But Weigman has the ability to be that good. He could be a real difference maker at Texas A&M. And, the question will just come down to, is Jimbo willing to risk this season on Weigman being that guy? That's a lot. I mean, all he has to go on at that point is pure talent, and it's a lot of pressure, particularly on this year for him. I don't know either way what he's going to do, but to me, it just seems unlikely considering, like I said, the pressure on him and the program as a whole this season. He has a lot of pressure building on him. They just signed the biggest, baddest recruiting class in recruiting history. That adds a lot of pressure. He's been there for a while. He's getting paid a lot of money. That's a lot of pressure. A lot of people were getting kind of tired of A&M being, 10-2, 9-3 type of football team like they continue to be under Jimbo Fisher. They're ready for them to take that next step, and Weigman may eventually be the guy to do it, but to gamble all of that this year on a true freshman when you have other good options is very, very risky to me. The reward, though, could be worth it in the end. And Jimbo has made it clear he sees Weigman as the best quarterback in his class, and that's counting transfer portal players like Quinn Ewers, which is super high praise from a coach that is as well respected on the offensive end as Jimbo Fisher is. But how the spring goes will largely dictate this battle as a whole, in my opinion, because I think it is wide open right now. It is very interesting to keep monitoring. If I had to say right now who I think will be starting, I would lean Max Johnson as the number 1 guy, with Haynes King as the number 2, and therefore the second most likely guy to start, with Weigman being the number 3 and the least likely guy to start. I think it's just too risky to bet a season of this magnitude and importance with this kind of roster talent in the SEC West on a true freshman, particularly when you have great options like Max Johnson and Haynes King available. Regardless of who it ends up being, though, the position will determine a lot in the world of college football next year, not just for Texas A&M, because if they nail this position, like I said, they could legitimately be a national title contender. They could contend in the SEC West, and that affects everybody in the entire world of college football. So I think this is the most interesting individual position battle, regardless of who your favorite school is, to monitor heading into the spring. Anyway, though, that'll do it for this one. Let me know down below what you guys think about the Texas A&M quarterback battle this spring, who you think will eventually get the job in College Station, and why you think they should or should not get it. Also, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a like because it helps out the channel tremendously, and subscribe for more college football content in the future, as I will continue to be uploading very regularly going forward. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.